Doesn't matter.
We can't tell inside jokes.
Do you think you passed the Turing test?
Starfish is your butthole. So, I was playing paintball with a few of my friends, and two of them were brothers. And we have a rule in paintball, you can't shoot anybody within 15 feet. We're playing, and I was in the opposite of the field. All of a sudden, I hear, ow, blah, 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 starfish. I didn't understand the context at the time. So I get there, and he's jumping around, and one of my buddies is just dying of laughter. He just can't contain himself. All of a sudden, the older brother comes around the corner. He's like, "You shot me in the starfish." I'm like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "You just split my cheeks as I was running away. It was just straight down the middle." And I'm like, "Okay." And all through the time, there's tears flowing from Hunter's eyes. He cannot form coherent thought.
Can you pull that orb? You're up here.
It's not an orb.
He's like, "I just waited until you got outside the 15-foot range and just shot at your butt. I was hoping it would just, like, wing you." He's like, "It did a little bit more than that one."
How do we get the box? Oh, I got it.
What's in the fucking box?
And then from then on, anytime we played paintball, he wore a sweatshirt over his ass. And somehow it still got perfect number of paintballs on it every time. No matter what, there was always paint on it.
Well, I'm assuming because the brother always aimed for the starfish.
Dad or his own dad.
I wouldn't doubt that either. When I was younger, about 8 years old, I used to have my older cousin, babysit me. Just because, you know, there's a thing to do, because we didn't have money for a babysitter or anything like that. And so, one time, while he was babysitting me, we're like, oh, me and my other cousin, his little brother, who's right around the same age as I am, we're being total idiots, being, you know, assholes, all that good stuff. So he's like, "I can't take you guys. We're gonna go swimming." We're like, "Yeah, swimming, cool, hell yeah." And so we get to this local watering hole, and it's secluded, it's private access, like dirt road kind of get to it, but it's where we'd always go swimming. And so we're swimming there for a while. We're having fun. It's a good time, and you know, all of a sudden, you know, nature calls. You know, I gotta use the bathroom. No, normally, you know, you just go do what anybody does. You go in the lake, right? No, it wasn't number one, no. They decided they had to go number 2. And there's no porta potties, no nothing, just so like, oh great, we gotta walk back. Now we walk there, it's probably about at least a mile walk back. So like we cannot make it that long. Like they're crowning at this point, you know, like it's coming out. So what they do, they go into the shallow part, you know, on the other side of the dock, and you know, they just pull down their pants and they take a poop in this lake. I'm like, that's disgusting. I don't want to go swimming anymore. So I just get out and I'm just hanging out at the picnic table right on the beach. They're all laughing at each other because, you know, they're brothers and they're both taking a shit next to each other. I'm pretty sure they're holding hands or something. I don't know what it was. But they're laughing, taking a poop in the water together. And I'm like, okay, whatever. And so what they decided to do after that is one of them decided to not poop and hold it for a little bit. And he's like, "Hey, come here." I'm little. I'm like, whatever. I'll go see him or whatever. And they're like, go find me something to like wipe or whatever. I'm like, no, I don't want to do that, whatever. And they're like, no, go fucking do it. I'm like, okay, I'll go find you some leaves or whatever. So I turn around to go look for some leaves. And what I don't realize is one of them, the little brother, is turned around, crapping into his hand. He's legitimately shitting into his hand. For what reason, I had no idea. I didn't know what was going on. I looked back because I hear them giggling like little schoolgirls, and I see him at this point now crapping, just finishing up crapping into his hand. Like, what the hell is he doing? He's like, "You better run." What do you mean? This isn't a scenario I thought I'd ever be in. You know, I'm facing woods with, you know, pretty much just I'm in just like swimming trunks, no shoes, nothing, and you know, in front of us are all these like thorny bushes. So it's like I either run through a whole bunch of thorns, or I don't know what happens. All I know is that my cousin has a handful of shit and is walking towards me. So I do what any sane person does. I run straight into the, you know, pricker bushes. As soon as I get in the middle of those, I step on a few vines filled with thorns and go, ow, I'm not moving anymore because this hurts. like normal people do. As soon as he gets close, he's like, "Oh, you're stuck, aren't you? Realize that I'm surrounded in these pricker bushes." So he takes his hand that is full of crap and chucks that at me. I'm not going to get a nice little toss like, "Oh, catch." No, full on wind it back,
That's
90
still
mile an hour
soft as shit.
fastball.
Yeah, that's.
Straight to my back. It doesn't just hit and thud down, no. It's hit with a water balloon style. It splatters all over my back. And they're just laughing and crying just because they're laughing so hard, and they just leave me. They just start walking home. He goes wash his hands off. I'm stuck in the middle of this pricker bush, covered in shit that is not my own. Just
Someone argued
alone in this beach. So finally, I work up the nerve to like step over all these pricker bushes and all these thorns and all this bullshit. And I'm like, I never want to be here again. This is the worst scenario I've been in at my 8-year-old life. And so I go for a swim. I get it all off me. It's all in my hair. It's nice. It's everywhere. And I'm like, my legs are bleeding, scratched up, feet hurt, getting dirt and all this crap in my cuts. And I walk home. I see them, and I get back to the front yard. What does the other cousin have?
A handful of poop?
Another handful of shit.
Yes. You can't win, can you? It's a good thing you don't have fecophilia. Ooh.
Luckily, he has terrible aim. That one didn't hit me, but I did end up stepping and slipping in dog shit while running.
Hey, better than human shit. Well, anyway, the only story I really have similar to that is with my younger sister. She was like 3 at the time, still not potty trained. She got potty trained like a year later, but at the time, anytime anyone went to change her diaper, it was always empty. So like, what the fuck is going on? And at the time, my dad passes out. He goes to sleep. And then we start smelling stuff in the house. We just start smelling shit. We go into her room. She is literally covered in it from head to toe. Like, just drew on herself with it. And it was on her walls. So we go in and just immediately start gagging and wanting to vomit. And we start cleaning her room after that.
Wait, did it just open? I heard a noise.
Oh, I got it.
We start cleaning her room after that. And it takes a while. And a day goes by and it still smells like shit. We cannot figure it out. She has this easy bake oven. And finally we're like, alright, it still smells like shit. We don't know what's going on. We open it up. It's got like 3 days worth of shit that's just been cooking in it. So she didn't have an easy bake oven after that. And then we also found out, like, it still continued to smell like shit after that. So we started looking around. And we found this wobbly vent. And we pulled it open. Namely, not me, but my dad pulled it open. And all of a sudden, just right on his chest. And he didn't know how to handle that one. But that's pretty much the only shit story I have.
I like your shit story better because it doesn't involve me.
Didn't really involve me other than having to clean it up.
Okay, no, I got a story for you. It's a real short one. I was at my cousin's place and she was babysitting a friend's kid. So
Friend's kid. I know that friend's kid.
I'm not gonna name names because the kid grew up,
Yeah, we don't name names here.
Yeah.
You're trash.
But anyway, I'm gonna call him Carl.
Carl! Sorry.
I'm gonna call him Carl. And Carl was only about 3 or 4 years old at the time. Okay, I was watching Pokemon, and
you can say that.
he comes into the room, stands in the very center, and continues to make a grunting noise while stressing out his face. I mean, he was like, his face was red, right? So what was he doing? He was pooping, right? In the middle of the room, his diaper, you know, all that good stuff. And he leaves the room, and for about 30 seconds, I ask, "Are you okay? Do you need to go potty? Hello?" And he comes running back into the room with a brown paper bag and goes, "Here!"
Was it candy?
Okay, so you
It was candy, but what do you think my thought was?
It was actually candy.
It was actually candy.
That's
That is awesome.
that is awesome. Yeah.
That was probably the biggest mind fuck for you.
Yeah, because he sits there in the middle of the room going, "Argh!" Leaves for 30 seconds, comes back with a brown paper bag with candy in it. What do you think my thought was when he came up with the paper bag? I thought he put his poop in the bag and was handing it to me like, "Here, I want potty."
Did he go potty?
Oh, he did, but he didn't give it to me, so
X don't give it to you.
you should be ashamed of yourself.
Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, drop us a like. If you want to see more dumb idiots, subscribe.